Welcome back, everyone. In this video, I have, this is actually a really fun video that I have for you guys, and there's a specific lesson that I want to share that I think is important. The title of this video is not clickbait. My team essentially plays perfectly here, and so let's just kind of, I'm going to comment on this as it unfolds here. So, okay, so I go for the Willbender. My goal there was to try and get maybe an early cheeky kill, and I ultimately kind of fumbled my combo, but I did get away, make sure I didn't die, and I was able to pressure the Willbender, who's going to be DPS on their team, so not a total loss there. But anyways, I see the Reaper down. I want to take him out of the fight as soon as possible so that we have kind of a 5v4. That's a good thing to do, especially early on in a fight that you don't know how things are going to play out. But anyways, so players are going down left and right here. Enemy player goes down, friendly player goes down, and I actually want to comment on what you just saw there. So this guy's down and this guy's down. Let me just back it up a hair here, and I'll see if I can show you guys the frame. So a teammate is down right there, so we've got to get somebody down quickly. So do a little bit of a combo, and you'll see right here, enemy player goes down. Now, ordinarily, traditional knowledge, if you're not really thinking about it, if you're just kind of clicking buttons and following the what you're supposed to do, then I would focus on this guy. The problem is I'm stuck in spear and I don't have a lot of damage left, and so I can't really get over to him quickly, and I can't really deal damage to him very quickly. I mean, I could F1 and that's about it, maybe F1 followed by spear 2. The problem is I see this guy right here on top of our player, and our player doesn't have a lot of health. So the call that I end up making is, this guy's got to be low on cooldowns. Everyone is. The team fight's gone on for a little bit now. We need to knock this guy down before he can deal too much damage to our player and DPS him out, because I don't think I'm going to win the race of I have to finish off him with, 4/5 of a health bar versus our guy with, I don't know. Y'all tell me what that is. Less health. Okay, so anyway, so that's kind of what I do here is I decide, all right, let me see if I can focus this guy, finish him, and then I'll peel over to the down. And ultimately it ended up working. We did have another guy go down though, but so did the rest of the enemy players. So a lot of damage coming from both sides here for sure. So, okay, I want to draw attention to this. So notice at this point what's happening with the map. We win the team fight. We've got our home node. They've got their home node. This is a classic start to a match. Both teams cap their home, and then a massive 5v5 unfolds at mid. So notice where our team is rotating. They're going to far. And their Reaper actually makes a mistake and comes mid here. So I'm going to kind of table the far thought for just a second. So don't be this Reaper if you're watching this video and you're thinking, wow, what a courageous Reaper. No, that was a bad move. Maybe it was courageous, but he should not have taken that fight. Thief actually comes into the fight and he takes a lot of damage. Reaper goes down, so we just go ahead and finish off the Reaper here. And then try and get the finish on the Thief, but I don't really have my movement skills, and I'd be pushing into enemies like my teammates doing, so I opted not to do that. So in any case, Thief goes down, so I go ahead and put a spear 4 on him to try and get him lower, and then switch over to the Willbender, try and get a kill on him. He's running out of cooldowns as well. So, and at this point, I'm going to again call attention to the mini-map at the top right here. Notice our Willbender has won the fight on far. And notice how we've pushed off of mid to this choke point here, kind of in the middle. And we're just snowballing the enemy players. This is something that if you watch a high-end match, and I'm actually going to turn the volume down just a hair here, but if you watch a high-end match, you're going to notice that these players are constantly, once they win the mid fight, they're pushing up towards the spawn. And I'm not saying they immediately start spawn camping, but you want to take ground and you want to rotate and you want to snowball the enemy towards an ultimate defeat here. And that's exactly what we did. We pushed off of mid to far. We took far. We pushed their enemies as they were coming out of spawn closer and closer to spawn. Now, you'll see in this fight here, they kind of regrouped. And so, they didn't just keep trickling. They kind of trickled a little bit and then said, okay, let's move as a team. So they pushed out as a group, but we're grouped up as well, so we were able to catch them and get some kills. The Willbender draws a few of us off, but you'll see we've got our Thief capping Bell, which is perfect. Nobody was at Bell. Everyone was dead or grouped up on our team. So Thief was able to snag that for free. And then the other players are fighting at far and at mid here. And, you know, as a DPS role, me playing Willbender, I'm just sitting here trying to rack up as many kills as I can. So ultimately, again, not clickbait on the title. Our team is playing perfectly here. We're winning our 1v1s. The Willbender is taking on the Ranger right now. And, you know, the rest of us are killing them as they come out. So pretty solid snowball there. And yeah, I want to bring this up because there's a lot of people who in the past have, you know, raged in the map or you know, completely quit the game. And they'll sit there and say things like, why did you push far? You know, someone will push far and die, for example. But this is ultimately exactly how the map needs to play out. This is the right play. Once you win that team fight, especially when you wipe the enemy team like that, you want to constantly snowball and snowball and snowball. And that's a phrase that's used a lot because a snowball going down a mountain is gaining mass, right? And eventually it can turn into an avalanche. That's the idea. And that's exactly what we did here. So a lot of teams would, you know, take home, take mid, maybe do a decap at far, and they wouldn't gain ground either. They'd kind of stay on the mid node and kind of hang out. And the problem with that is it allows the enemy team to regroup, and it doesn't take as strong and as offensive of a stance, which allows you to get to kind of that point of an avalanche, which is what we got here. So don't be afraid to be aggressive if your team wins the mid fight, you know. And it's worth noting here in the team fight as well, you know, we could have lost that. I mean, that team fight was a hair away from us losing, but now we end up winning the match, you know, 500 to 30. I don't think they score any more points here. And this is a match that we could have lost. You know, if we lost that mid fight, it could have been us getting snowballed to a defeat, and they could have slaughtered us. So I mean, this is not a case of, you know, really good players against really low rated players. This is simply a case of perfect gameplay, perfect rotations, and simply winning our fights, you know, even if they're close. So yeah, this is a short one today, but I wanted to share that with y'all because, you know, hopefully you learned something. So hopefully you enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys on the next video.